guys, it's your boy Jeameave back in with another video with Views from the Heart, and today I got a 2018 Camaro RS 2LT Coupe courtesy Martin Chevrolet. Once again, thank you so much to Lewis and my guy Samuel for this opportunity. Appreciate you guys so much. And like I said, this is a 2018 Camaro 2LT Coupe with the RS package, meaning that it has the option 20-inch rims with the included naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 pushing 335 horsepower and 284 pound-feet of torque, as opposed to the base model 2-liter inline turbocharged 4-cylinder. So it's a little bit more aggressive, and it's the kind of the middle tier between the SS and obviously the Z01 Coupe. So let's go ahead and see what this little bad boy is packing, because I've actually never driven a V6 Camaro. This is new to me, so this is gonna be my first real and true impressions as to what a pony car, muscle car, whatever, without a V8 feels like. So let's go ahead and check it out. What's this like driving a 2018 Camaro 2LT with the RS package? Now, what that specifically means is that usually the base Camaro comes with the 2-liter inline 4 turbocharged 2-cylinder. I mean 4-cylinder, I said 2-cylinder, 2 liters. The RS package adds a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 pushing 335 horsepower and 284 pound-feet of torque. Now, realistically speaking, it's hard for me to personally imagine a Camaro or a muscle car or a pony car, or however you want to classify this. I'm so used to seeing and hearing Camaros with V8s, personally. But realistically speaking, this is what the average Camaro you're going to see on the road will have. It will either have the base model 2-liter inline 4, or you will see the occasional RS package with the naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6, which is what this vehicle is equipped with, which is also made to an 8-speed automatic. This vehicle is courtesy of Martin Chevrolet. Thank you so much to my guy Sam sitting in the back. I apologize, because as you can see, as I say every time, the Camaro back seats are literally useless. It's for occupants. It adds nice storage space, but if you're carrying more than 2 people,
that's 6 feet plus. That's dead.
I mean, even then, I'm about 5'5". Not everyone's blessed with height.
You feel me?
But Sam literally cannot sit behind me comfortably, which is, as you can see, which is why he's sprawled out, which makes him more comfortable. You see? I mean, I guess you can turn it into one seat.
Yeah, that's why I said third seat.
You know, so I guess it could kind of do it in a pinch, but 4 people, nah, that's dead. I mean, yeah. Someone's gonna be cramped. Someone needs to go in the trunk, something like that.
We're not going, like, I hopped out the trunk. No. He hopped out the trunk in our
Z01 review.
Yes, sir.
So we're doing kind of backwards a little bit. We went from top dog. We didn't do a 1LE. Unfortunately, I'm not the best manual driver, and I don't trust myself in such a expensive vehicle while learning how to drive manual.
You don't want to burn out the clutch.
I don't need those problems, because we all know whatever whatever, because we all are very well aware that whatever breaks I cannot afford to fix. So, you know, that's why Sam's in here for insurance.
You dig?
But other than that, this particular Camaro also has the upgraded trim levels, which is why it's called a 2LT. And honestly, the interior in here is it's actually really comfortable. You have leather surfaces all around. It is actually a compelling package, except for the fact when you bring in the price point. Sam, can you remind the viewers from me again, what would one expect to get this literal exact model and anything equivalent to it out the door?
At a V6, well, you want the outdoor prices, or you want?
Yeah, out the door prices, more or less. For this particular model, 2LT with the RS package and, you know, all the amenities in here with the upgraded interior.
Depending on the sedatives and what months you come in, you could get this vehicle for even lower than the sticker price. This is a 2018 as well, so you get the rebates, so you could get it up to maybe 34,000, depending what you qualify for. Other than that, you probably, if you don't qualify for anything, then you're probably gonna look at 40,000 out the door.
And you know, that's 6,000 difference in terms of what you're able to qualify, what rebates you take advantage of, and again, like what month you're coming in. Really turns this vehicle from a compelling package into a maybe I should consider an SS. And that's why I think you don't really see too many RSs, because like I said, it really depends on what you're able to qualify and what sort of deal, or steal rather, you can get this particular vehicle for. Now don't get me wrong, it feels very composed. It feels like a Camaro. I've driven an SS before, and the one of the main things, that was actually our very first review.
You had our fair shares of Camaros when I think about it, bro.
This is technically our third Camaro review, and my brother has been with every Camaro that I've done. Shut up. But with that being said, I haven't punched it yet because, as you can see, we are in traffic. But I do see.
Right lane. I'll show you a good straightaway.
Actually, I just saw a good straightaway right here going on the way back. Just see. Just run it back real quick. Put it on manual 1. It's not bad. You know, I would say this, it is definitely slower than an SS, well, for obvious reasons.
It is as fast as a 2002 SS, you know that, right?
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, so 2002 SS you can take.
Oh, well, see, there, you know, that's a little bit tidbit information for you. Personally, that's the generation of the Camaro that I thought is the most hideous.
I know, I figured out. He can't stand that Camaro.
I cannot stand. That is the literal hoodmobile right there.
I'm not gonna lie, I was still cocked though. Just to have it as bro, I wish. I'm so glad I got your face on camera.
What is wrong with you?
No, just to have it like not parked
Like,
up in
why
the
would
garage,
you?
that every
Why?
kid growing up, bro, wanted that Camaro.
No, negative.
Well, I'm not gonna say kid.
Okay.
Everybody wanted a Mustang.
Yeah.
Well, no, cool. Because that generation Camaro 2 was Mustang was horrible in my opinion, exterior wise. That 1990s to early 2000s Mustang, my personal opinion, all the late 90s to early 2000s
SNL, whatever the brand was, that
and then the S197 came out, and I thought that was okay. I thought it was still very ugly in its first iteration of the generation for the Mustang. And then that was like 2005, 2006. The one just before the S550 Mustang, the current generation, the one that has the
or the box look.
The box.
Yeah, that was
you talking about the bumper one with the fat bottom?
I think. I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna, if you talking about that one's ugly. That
no, the one that the early man, we're going on way off on tangent.
My fault. Yeah, get back. We'll talk about this.
But anyway, you know, like I said, it feels sort of lackluster to me in my personal opinion. It only has 294 pound-feet of torque, so you don't really feel that grunt. You don't feel that V8. And you know, it's interesting because, like I said, it's really hard for me to imagine even more so this vehicle with a 2-liter inline 4. That just seems very neutered. To say the least. I mean, it's just like a Mustang with the EcoBoost. Like I can't picture it with.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from.
I mean, like I said, I understand, you know, why people get it. You know, the same thing with like it's just weird because I've done a V6 Challenger before, and that felt
a little bit more. It
felt a little bit more lively. I don't know if it's because the automatic felt like it was just a little bit snappier. It just, I don't know. And here,
I want to say, so out of all three of your Camaros, do you still get the slow response on all of them?
With this 8-speed automatic, manually shifting, yes. But the ZL1 with the 10-speed auto, which unfortunately I did off camera because I expected it to have the same sort of lackluster response compared to other transmissions I felt, that shifted ridiculously fast.
Really?
And compared to the 8-speed auto in here, I'm not a fan of the 8-speed auto, and that's why I feel like on the top end especially, the V8s really hurt when it comes to their top speed, because it's not keeping it in the power band as well as it should, and it doesn't shift as fast as what I'm accustomed to, especially for my daily driver, which is a 335i. And as you know, I shift all the time.
Yes, you do.
And even though it's not a manual, people are like, we do it. Yes, I admit that. I have bad knees enough as it is right now after these workouts. I don't need that. I'll have extreme pain. But I mean, I apologize for being literally, I probably took the worst streets, huh, Sam?
Oh, whatever.
I was like, I probably took the worst streets because we are
going nowhere.
We are not moving. We had one pull.
You go in my direction.
My fault. You don't need to ride it like that now. Let me see if I could finagle over here. Okay, that felt better. That definitely felt better.
It sounded better too.
I definitely was able to do an overtake over there. Let me see. So the key with this engine is you have to really rev it out. You over there. This road was not like that with the Z01. That road was not like that. That
went a lot smoother.
Sam, what happened to this road, Sam? That was only like a month ago.
The roots are in the tree, you're close to the roots.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You said the roots are close to the road?
Well, because I was in the closest to the median.
And the road starts to like get deformities, so it's not as smooth.
That makes sense. But that was definitely
that threw me off.
Yeah, because I was like, this I definitely took that
Yeah, you can take that.
Much better in the Z01. Granted, obviously that's the Z01 suspension, but you would think it would be even worse because the Z01 suspension is very stiff.
Luckily we teleported to Mexico.
But you also have to remember too, this is a V6, so clearly, you know, I stayed within the speed limits of Mexico. But that was fun. That was interesting. My man Sam, I don't know. You were like, why are we
Man. I tell you, I hit that first dip. I'm like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? Whoa, hey.
Come on, Sam. You know, come on. You gotta give me more credit than that.
Saying, don't slam on the brake. No,
that's the worst thing you can do. You gotta ride that one out. But
well, we rode that. Yeah, we rode that. I'll tell you that.
I'm just gonna put my arm around the fucking.
But Tony, like, take a look at this right quick. Show the gauge, and then show like my hand, like when I click, and I'm on gas right now, not heavily, but I look how long that response was.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I definitely did.
Okay.
Your hand was in the way, bro.
You're supposed to have my back. Oh, it's fine. All right, so I'm gonna shift the gear again. Like you see how long that is. I'm gonna have to tell you to run that one back, but let me just make this right turn over here.
The camera wanna focus a little bit.
But basically, it's literally about a second response time from me clicking the paddle to the actual gear shift change. That is completely unacceptable. For as manually gear shifting, that's deplorable. I don't know why it's like that. It's an 8-speed automatic, but yet it feels like a 5-speed auto. in a lot of ways. That's interesting to say the least. And that's something I've experienced in also the SS. But that was rectified with a 10-speed auto that was in the Z01. The 10-speed needs to be put in every V8 or performance-oriented vehicle.
It probably just lags on the display, but it wouldn't probably lag.
But I can also feel it too, though. That's the thing.
Okay, so if you feel it, then it's a different story.
So like what? See, like, and you can hear it. Like, I'm not making that. You can hear it. You can hear me click, and then you can hear the elongated time it takes to change the gear. That's interesting, to say the least. Anyway, but I don't know. It's still a comfortable car. It's still a Camaro. It still looks great. I love this generation of the Camaro. I will be doing the 2019 upgraded facelift version of it very soon. But this the particular design of this generation Camaro is the best looking Camaro in my personal opinion of the modern era. We're not gonna bring in the classics and like the 1970s, anything like that, because I think those are stellar. But as far as when the Camaro came back, especially when we first saw it in like Transformers and things like that, I thought it was overrated very highly. I was not a fan of its very boxy, very sort of tanky Arrow look. This seems very clean, very cleaned up,
yeah, very
sporty, very menacing, especially with the Z01 trim and its very open, forced, just guttural looking and just very imposing look from the front end. Like if you're a vehicle in the front of a Z01, you look back, you're like, that is a gorgeous looking car.
Yeah, I'm
not gonna lie, I do love the look of the Camaro. But the other negatives, of course, that I mentioned in every Camaro I've driven, the visibility is only for those who are used to it. It's very limited, to say the least. It's something that takes time. I'm more used to it now, so it's not as intimidating to me. I feel like I'm more comfortable with how it is and how it looks. But overall, for someone new jumping into this car, yeah, it's you're gonna have some growing pains, to say the least. But with that said, you know, like, it's there's a lot of things that is, because I'm contrasting in terms, I'm thinking of the price and comparing it to the SS. Would I buy this vehicle if I could get it between you know, at the price point of like 34 with nice incentives and qualifications, etc.? I think this is a great daily vehicle with possibly very little issues, because it's an naturally aspirated V6. What can really go wrong with it? The interior is lovely, it is nice, it is up to standard, the interior is great. It has a backup camera, it has Apple CarPlay, it has all the amenities that one could reasonably want and not need to worry about. But it just feels a little bit too lacking. The transmission is too lackluster. There's a lot of things that I feel like can be remedied with the higher horsepower output of an SS, and unless you get this at a deal, it becomes less enticing because you get really close to a base model SS. So with that being said, I think my closing thoughts on the Camaro RS is that it's if you can get a great deal on it, by all means go for it, because if it's within your price bracket and within your price range and what you're comfortable affording, it is a great vehicle as it's currently equipped. It has all the amenities that one would want with decent horsepower and a relatively decent price. I think out of the V6 options that I've driven, or the option just below the V8s in terms of the muscle cars that I've driven, you know, between your Dodge and your Fords and this, I would choose this one based on the looks, just based off the looks and the interior. But
said going V6, right?
Yeah, okay. just off the V6. What I will say though is that the Challenger has the best transmission. The Camaro has the best looks, in my opinion. So you know, it goes hand in hand.
Great charge.
Yeah, so base
Challenger, if I said so.
Running at like 39.
SS base one. Okay. So, like I said, and realistically speaking, if you're not taking advantage of the incentives, this outdoor is like 37, 38, right, Sam? If you're not taking advantage of the qualifications and incentives. So, if you are paying basically $40,000 for this because you didn't qualify for what the deals, you're literally in SS territory, and that's when it becomes very, very hard to say go with this over an SS, because I mean, realistically speaking, if you can afford that price,
yeah,
you can probably pinch a little bit more to get something you'd really want. And like I said, it's unfortunate because many people would love to have the V8, but realistically, this is what you're going to see traveling on the roads more often than not compared to the SS and the 6.2 LT1 V8. So take it for what you will. You know, like I said, my personal opinion is, like I said, if you can get it in the low 30s, no higher than mid 30s, go for it. But if you are not able to get those qualifications, this is not as enticing. I would not personally recommend. But you know, like I said, That's just my personal thoughts. It's not a bad vehicle. It's just, it's very hard for me to say that this at that price point when the access is right there.
It's fact.
So with that being said, it's your boy Jeameave.
Your boy Machiavelli.
With Views from the Heart. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Shout out my man Sam in the back.
Appreciate you guys so much, Sam. If you guys have any questions or looking for any Chevrolets, please hit up my guy Sam at his number, which is
310-748-6924.
And if y'all want to hit me up at my number, it's 3 9 playing.
And again, this vehicle is courtesy of Martin Chevrolet in Torrance, California. Once again, thank you guys so much. To my guy Sam.
Love you.
And my guy Lewis for this opportunity. So have a blessed day. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're having a lot more content coming through. We just had due to holidays, we've had a little lapse, but you know, we're coming back. So have a blessed day. We're out.